Welcome back to Surviving Alzheimer's with Mike. We're going to take a little break today and talk about my classic rock album collection. This is part of my therapy for Alzheimer's. Keeps my brain active. It involves working with a spreadsheet and, of course, working online, looking for albums, researching different classic rock albums. So to start with, I'm going to show you what my classic rock album collection looks like, what I've got, and also we're going to look at my stereo system. So we're going to start with the stereo system. Okay, what I've got is two towers, clips, speakers. I've got a Cambridge amp that's 100 watts per channel, a Cambridge tape deck for CDs, and then the turntable is Denon. So this is on the second floor of my house, and so this is all centrally located and in full view of my desk, and it's all remote control, so I can control, change volume if I want to. On this side is what I call my wall of fame. These are the collectibles that I've got, and I rotate these in and out. And we'll talk in another video about some, specifically some of the ones that I guess are probably the most collectible. Just one that I'll point out here is Hotel California. This happens to be a first pressing from 1976. And I've found it online, actually totally by accident, and it was a case of someone on eBay that really didn't know what they had. I didn't think it was going to be a first pressing, but anyway, the current value on it, I had one offer of $425, and I really don't want to part with it, so I've got a value for myself at $475. So I would have to think really hard if someone offered me that much for it. But anyway, that's one of the most valuable that I've got in the collection. But the rest, we'll just start here. I keep these in alphabetical, so the ones that I don't have more than three or more, and I keep those grouped together. But this is just, ABC by last name or by the group name. I made the cards myself. You can order the card stock. I got everything through Amazon, and then I put the lettering on myself. So anyway, let's just go through A through Z in here, and then we start here with the ones that I have more than three, and you can tell by volumes what my favorites are. I do like Alan Parsons Project. I think I've still got one of the later ones that I don't have, but I've got, other than that, I would have all of Alan Parsons, America, and then going back to my college days, Bachman Turner Overdrive. I kind of like that. My wife is a Beatles fan, so we do have a few, but obviously Beatles they're very collectible, and which means they're also very expensive. And then just some odd, I've got a few Jackson Browne, which again is a favorite of my wife's. And Camel is a group most people haven't heard of, 70s, mid to late 70s. And then of course Chicago, Crosby, Stills and Nash, and then later years Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Doobie Brothers, Eagles. I am an ELO fan, so I've got quite a few ELO, and Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I've got a few Genesis. I like especially the early Genesis. And I've got a few George Harrison. And then Head East was a group, again, going back into the 70s. This is probably one of their most popular albums. And then this was this is actually a kind of a rarity. This is a white label promo from 1979. And it's got a value of $85. James Gang, I like James Gang, especially when Joe Walsh, the period of time that Joe Walsh was there, and then Jethro Tull. Kansas was a favorite of mine, and not just because I'm from Kansas, I went to college in Kansas, but because I like the group. And then also Moody Blues. So I've got, again, this is another one I'm trying to get a full collection. I've got quite a few Moody Blues that I haven't even looked at yet. I still have to process them. I haven't, and they haven't been played. Procol Harum, another group. Fortunately, I had all of these purchased before Gary Booker died, who was the founder and lead singer of Procol Harum. And again, this goes back into the late 60s, into the 70s. I like Queen. I do have A Night at the Opera, but Queen and Pink Floyd, both highly collectible and very expensive. Todd Rundgren was another group that I liked. I liked Todd in the 70s. The one album that I was been looking for is Something Anything, which I do not have. It's one of the albums I had in college. Steely Dan, Al Stewart, and then Stephen Stills when he was doing solo. Styx, and I've got some James Taylor, Three Dog Night, again, another one from college days, Joe Walsh. And then I was a huge Yes fan. So I've got just about, I think I'm still lacking one, but I have an almost full collection. So what I did with my albums, first thing I did, I bought cabinets. These are Crossley cabinets that I ordered through Amazon. And then what they're standing in, the albums are in, the brand is, and I don't know how to pronounce it, Monkey, but it's a polyglass. They just slide in, and then there's another one on the back. So I like it. It's simple design. And then if you want to like showcase one album, there's a slot in the front that you can put it like that, or if you have one that's pulled out that you have to be playing at the time. So anyway, those are nice. I like my setup. The other thing about the cabinets is down below. I've got a total of 4, and I actually have my stereo sitting on one, but they're also the right size to stack record albums. So you can actually put the albums in, like I've got some down here that I haven't processed yet, so you can actually slide them in and out. I prefer not to do that because it does damage the spine. So anyway, that's my stereo system. This is my collection. And the next thing we're going to talk about in a future video is how I process the albums when I get them in, what I do, how I clean them. I've got a machine that I clean them with, and then how I keep track. And I actually do this commercially for people and doing appraisals on their collection. So, but that's in a future video. So thank you for watching, and if you like what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button. Thank you.